a sweep of the Houston Rockets and a potential return of injured star Austin Reeves. Marcus Smart continues to make his mark in the postseason for the purple and gold. Luka Doncic remains out of action, and he's not the only one. Kevin Durant will not play tonight after missing the last game. As for LeBron James, he's locked in, coming off a 29-point performance in Game 3's overtime thriller tip-off, coming up in 1 hour. So we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Allie Clifton alongside the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 7-time champ himself, big shot Robert Horry. Wow, what a game on Friday.
Yeah, you should have seen Chris McGee. He was ecstatic. It was just a good, last 30 seconds. I just could not believe that. It reminded me of like a Final Four college game. It was like a. I just couldn't believe that Houston did what they did in the last 30 seconds. The pass, the foul, the fact that Marcus Smart hit all three, and then LeBron patiently, knocking down the three it was quite an ending.
Yeah, you look at, Ime, and he talked about the inexperience of his players. Like, hold on, didn't you have like the second or third best record last year? And most of these guys were there last year. You had 1 year on your belt. Don't blame the players. Don't blame that. It's just give the Lakers some credit for understanding what they got to do. And sometimes we coaches don't want to give credit to the other team. I know you're not supposed to. You're supposed to say this and that, but let's give credit to the Lakers that they fought hard, they stayed within that thing, they understood the situations, and they took advantage of the situations.
And if you don't believe it happened, we all lived it Friday night. We've been watching it on social media all weekend, and we're on a group text about it, as you can imagine. So let's enjoy it one more time before we dive into today's Game 4. That Game 3 comeback.
Group text?
We're going to do it. You're not on it.
I must not be on it.
Fourth quarter, Lakers down 4, 49 seconds. Alpi here defensively steals the pass, goes the other way. One-handed slam. Lakers at this point, 4.9% chance of winning the game. That's what you're going to keep an eye on. Next possession, LeBron pulls up for three, misses it. Lakers' chance is now down to 2.7%. But then as the Rockets bring it up, Marcus Smart gets the steal. And the worst play in basketball.
Why did he have to pass? I know he's not a point guard, but why did he have to pass it? He must have been uncomfortable. Yeah. And the steal by Marcus Smart, he knocked down all three of them. Which
means it's a 12.9% for the Lakers to win this one. On Houston's possession, Reed Sheppard brings it up. LeBron pokes it away for the steal. Back to LeBron. 44.8%. After the steal, it was just 22.1. We're climbing. So now the Rockets have a chance to win the game in regulation. Şengün.
Guarded by LeBron.
No good. Lakers now with a 50.1 chance of winning. Lakers now 1.2 seconds and a chance to win. Ball inbounds to LeBron, turn around. Three ball, no good. But hey, it only drops 0.1. 50% chance. So we go to overtime. Rui Hachimura finding cross court. Marcus Smart in the corner. What a baller. Three ball.
Yeah, not afraid to take a shot. No matter if he's missing, he's going to take the shot.
68.6%. Off a missed three from LeBron, Rui with an incredible save. Great ball movement here. 6 passes before Rui gets it back. Look at this ball movement.
I was so impressed with this ball movement, Al. They was moving that thing like a high school team. Like that. It was impressive.
All the way up to 78.6%. Another minute later, Lakers up 2. Alpi again. But this time, the 41-year-old on the ground.
Floyd, that dive is playoffs.
Odds now to 74.1 on the other end. LeBron, another missed 3. But guess who? Marcus Smart gets fouled. After his free throws, Lakers odd 85.5%. 35 seconds left. Houston down 6. Reed Sheppard misses the corner 3. Rockets with the O board. Reed Sheppard. Again, 3 ball. And how about this? They almost steal the inbounds. But Marcus Smart recover it. Gets fouled. After he goes to the line, makes the free throws, 96% chance to win the game. Guess what? Houston has one last chance. Down 4, 3.9 seconds left. Tari Eason misses the 3. The rest is history. When it comes to Game 3 of the first round, Lakers-Houston, Lakers go on and win it 112-108. The comeback was nearly mathematically impossible. I don't know if you guys saw this, but NBA teams were 1,713-1 when leading by 6 or more in the last 30 seconds of regulation in the playoffs in the last 29 years. They're now 1,713-2. Rockets are the second team in 29 years to blow a 6+ point lead in the final 30 seconds of regulation, joining that of the 2024 Knicks. So now the numbers. There's so many numbers that you have to focus on. I'll give you a simple one. 159-0. That is the record you can lock in on at Big Game. That's the record when teams go up 3-0 in a best-of-7 series. The Lakers are 21-0 in said situations. What's the mindset going into Game 4?
The mindset is it should be, look, we're up 3-0. Let's not take a relaxation moment just because we're up 3-0. Let's go ahead and finish the job. We've been playing very well for a couple of months. Let's keep our consistency up. Use it as a practice game if you want, but play hard. It's so hard to come back from a 0-3 deficit. If you just, punch them really hard early, they'll go to sleep. So I think they need to go ahead and do that. Don't waste another day with another game. You're up, 3-0. They're going to put on a little fight, but the fact that they think they can come back from an 0-3 deficit, it weighs on your brain, and brain goes to the body. You just don't want to play as hard. So get it done.
Yeah, when you're a young team like this, you're going to say, we don't want to get swept. The first thing they're going to do, they're going to come out with a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And as the Lakers, you're going to get punched in the mouth in the beginning because that's just how it is, because the team doesn't want to get swept. And so you got to be able to do the rope-a-dope Ali style and watch out for no haymakers. And then when you get back on your feet, you got to go back at them. You can't say, okay, we already up 3-1 and relax. No. You don't need to do that because too many things can happen. We already got 2 guys hurt. So, like Slick Rick says, knock them out the box. You got to knock them out the box and move on.
Are you saying they need to jab a lot before they hit them with the big one?
Exactly. You got to jab. Stick and move, man. Stick and move. But watch out for that haymaker.
I believe you, Rob.
So who is available, who is not, as we check the latest on the injury front? Kevin Durant is not available tonight. He will miss Game 4, continuing to deal with that left ankle sprain. Austin Reeves, we still aren't sure. He's listed as questionable, so I'm sure Mike Trudell will be giving us that update as soon as it comes. But I think at the end of the day, Big Game, nonetheless, it's kind of what you guys just broke down. The assignment remains the same.
It does, and I think the Lakers have proven that they can handle those assignments. Without Luka, without Reeves, guys like Rui, Ayton, Marcus Smart, they've stepped up and taken care of business. So it's no different tonight. No KD. Once again, that is in your favor, but don't allow these guys to think that they can win a game. They gave us a gift, in my opinion. I know we worked hard for it, but some mental mistakes. We're up 3-0. Go ahead and get it over with. I don't think they want to try to win 4 games in a row and travel back to LA. It just weighs on your mind. So take care of business early. Let everybody get in there and take care of business.
I think also what we have to be very mindful is, like, when you don't have a superstar like KD, this allows them to do other things, other players to have good games. And it's very important that the Lakers lock in defensively. Mm-hmm. The defensive playing against KD was marvelous. And, Sengun came out the next game, had 33 points. So there are capable scorers on his team outside of KD. So defensively, it's going to be so important to lock in and understand the game plan and execute, because this is what the playoff is about. It's about moving parts. But can you stop those parts from getting to where they want to go?
And the other thing that concerns me, I think in Game 2, they had 21 offensive rebounds. Mm-hmm. Game 3, they had 18. So that's been a problem with Houston. You can't give up second possessions after some good defense. So they got to be aware of that as well.
One that led to that big 3, too, for Reed Shepherd after missing 1. For more, we check in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell, who's joining us live from Houston. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys, welcome to Houston. So I can't promise a similar finish to that ridiculous and crazy Game 3 ending, but it will be the same thing for me here, Allie, as I am going to, of course, ask J.J. Redick about the status of Austin Reeves going into this one. He just got done with his pregame shootout, so we should have that official information soon. In the meantime, though, here's J.J. first getting on with Austin Reeves and then just talking about this Houston team with which the Lakers are obviously very familiar after playing them this many times. Here's the head coach.
Same procedure as Friday. He'll go through his pregame shooting at his normal time, and we'll go from there. JJ, when it comes to working through a return to play process for a player like Austin, do you try to organizationally like just remove every other variable and it's like if his body is ready, his body's ready, or do you consider factors like the series and where things are at?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's fair to consider everything. Austin and I had a conversation yesterday for a long time, and I think ultimately the athlete has to feel confidence, and that's always the final hurdle coming back from an injury, is the psychological component of it.
Especially with Durant out, Houston's been going with basically the same five guys, maybe a couple minutes here or there from the bench. How much does familiarity come into play in a series like this, where the players and the staff is obviously just kind of knows what the other team is going to do, but it's trying to find the margins within that?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see what happens as you get later in the series. Sometimes you can have a breakthrough. Other times you can end up having Cleveland, Toronto. I've been in enough series as a player. You get 4, 5, 6 games into a series, like it's can be hard to score, and I think they've made some small adjustments. They did adjust throughout the game in Game 3, so I think for us on both ends, it's not that familiarity helps you, but it's a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point that JJ makes, right? Especially in that second half offensively for the Lakers, which was a little bit of a slog. Part of that because Houston's starting five, which, again, they mostly played between 42 and 48 minutes, including the overtime. They know what the Lakers want to do at this point, so what else can be introduced in this one, or can they just execute a little bit better than they did in that one? And if so, they'll come out with a win here in Game 4.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Mike Trudell. We will talk to you later in the show. We're heading to break. Lakers and Rockets tip things off. Game 4 is at 6:30. Luke Kennard getting warmed up for tonight's game. He scored 14 points in the Lakers' Game 3 win. We'll see how he performs tonight. The lefty is averaging 21, shooting 53% from deep in the first 3 games of this series. Plus,